I want to give you breaking news. I mentioned earlier that the Texas legislature provided this state $5.1 billion to secure the border. I also told you we always look to employ whatever strategies will be effective in securing the border. Under Colonel McCraw and General Seltzer, they came together to employ this strategy. This is a new water-based barrier of buoys that you can see what it will look like in the river, where we can put mile after mile after mile of these buoys. To go back, what we're doing right now, we're securing the border at the border. What these buoys will allow us to do is to prevent people from even getting to the border. This is what they look like up close. This is what they will look like from the sky from a longer strand. And that process is beginning pretty much immediately. Along those lines, I'm going to have Colonel McCraw speak and then General Seltzer before I take questions, but Colonel McCraw can provide you more information about the deployment of these buoys.
Thank you, Governor. Well, first, I'd like to say that 90 years ago, public enemy number one were the gangsters. Pretty Boy Floyd, John Dillinger, the Brady Group, Bonnie and Clyde. Today, public enemy number one are the Mexican cartels, the most powerful and ruthless and violent criminal organization in the world right now. They impact every community in Texas, Governor, as you know, and you've said a number of times, and every community in the United States. As other governors know, why they send resources here to help support your operations. You made it very clear in the beginning, Operation Detect and Interdict transnational criminal activity between the ports of entry, because Border Patrol was taken off the line. And we've done that working with Texas military forces and our other partners and at the local level, been able to interdict crime. But I'm also very clear about being proactive. What can we do with hold-the-line operations? And we've been doing those, and as the General can tell you, and those worked, obviously, because nobody needs to be coming between the ports of entry. It's dangerous. Family units that come across the river between the ports of entry are risking themselves and their family members. They're putting themselves at harm's way. And the only one that benefits, the only one that is enabled, enriched, and empowered are the Mexican cartels when that happens. And clearly, a strategy in terms of securing the border from the Mexican cartels and at the ports of entry and between the ports of entry matters in terms of the impact. What you see here is just another iteration, another tool. The razor wire has provided a mobile capability in using the resources and expertise of the Texas military. They can deploy it quickly right at the river to deter them from even risking themselves coming across. This is another iteration in terms where the buoy is on the water itself. It can be quickly deployed and can be moved. All of these are mobile. And this idea, I'd like to tell you that the General and I thought about it because we're brilliant, Governor, but unfortunately that's not the case. The General is brilliant. I'm not so much. But the bottom line is Border Patrol is already working on this. This was something that Border Patrol had already looked at, designed, and even tested. VORTAC had tested it. They've worked through this type of system. And they looked at the risk mitigation. Because it's not about risking. We don't want anybody to get hurt. In fact, we want to prevent people from getting hurt, prevent people from drowning. And this is a proactive way, and we're about to deploy the first 1,000 feet of it in Eagle Pass, because right now the center of gravity for smuggling is Maverick County in the Eagle Pass area. And we don't want people to come across and continue to put themselves at risk when they go between the ports of entry. That's my comment.
Thank you very much. Also, at the head of the effort to turn back or deny access by illegal immigrants into the state of Texas has been the National Guard, led by General Seltzer.
Thank you, Governor. I just want to say Texas is extremely fortunate to have a governor who is absolutely relentless in his actions to protect the state's sovereignty, secure our border, and preserve the rule of law in Texas. At the beginning of this session, he made an emergency action item to secure the border. The legislators behind me heeded that call, and my agency applauds them for all their tireless efforts throughout the last few months. They passed comprehensive laws that we've seen that will enable a whole-of-government approach to securing the border between Texas and Mexico. Additionally, as has already been said, they've secured $5.1 billion so that we can continue this effort into the next biennium. So I applaud all of you. Additionally, Texas is no longer ground zero for this crisis. Texas is a stronghold. This is exemplified by 11 states sending their National Guards to the Texas border to help protect the nation. So thank you, Governor, for your leadership. Thank you to the legislature for your leadership. And we'll continue to move on into the future.
Thank you.